Welcome to the Catholic Weekly News. I am Runa Agarwal. Here is the news from the week that went by. The 151st birth centenary of Venerable Agnello de Souza was celebrated at St. John the Baptist Chapel in Anjuna. Devotees from neighbouring Anjuna, Pilar, Rashol, etc. thronged to the chapel, where Bishop Francis Sarao of Shimoga presided over the Eucharist. The theme of the celebration was Venerable Agnello experienced Christ and proclaimed him. Go and do likewise. The Vice Postulator, Father Tony Fernandez SFX, shared the process of canonization of Venerable Agnello and urged those present to be fervent in their prayers so that he might be declared a saint in the near future.
बापाचे आणि पुताचे आणि पवित्र आत्म्याचे नावे आमेन. शांती तुमचे सोबे आसो.
तुमचे सोबे आसो.
तर कशें मानेवंत आग्नेल बापान आपल्या जिणे मुखांत न्हय शर्मावात मात्र न्हय इगर्जेनी मात्र आपल्या सगळ्या जिणेंत ताणें देवाचें उतर ताचे थंय एक करून कशें ताणें प्रगट केलें तशेंच जावं दी आमची जिणी. तेन्ना आमी खंडिस्तांवांनी आयकतल्या वस आनी तूंय तशेंच कर. वस आनी तूंय तशेंच कर. देवाचें उतर आयक, ध्यान कर, तुजें थंय देवाचें उतर एक कर आनी उपरांत देवाचें उतर प्रकार चलिल्ल्या उपरांत मागीर वचून प्रगट कर. असलें जावं दी आमचें जिवन. आमेन. त्यास जेजू वरवीं, त्यास जेजू सांगाता, त्यास जेजू थंय पवित्र आत्म्याच्या एकपणान सर्पोद्वेदार बापा सर्वंदन आनी वैभव तुका ससनाच्या ससना. सोम्याची शांती सदांकाल तुमचे सोबे आसो.
तुमचे सोबे आसो.
माया मोगाचो गुर्त जावन एकामेकाक शांती दियात.
आमकां शांती दी, शांती दी, शांती दी.
Archbishop Philippe Neri Ferrão celebrated his 67th birthday on the 20th of January. The day began with him celebrating Mass at the Bishop's house, where he was greeted throughout the day by various members of the clergy, consecrated life and the laity. The Goa service team of the Catholic Charismatic Renewal also greeted the Archbishop. Social media is presently awash with reports of the Archbishop's ill health, and everyone is asking for prayers that the eye ailment which he is suffering from be immediately and completely healed.
आत्म्याच्या स्वभाव देण्याने करून आमची खुदकुदीत मागणी ताचे पासत ह्या मिसान उबारली.
Father Joki de Mello of the Society of Jesus, who was also an ex-principal of Loyola High School, Margao, passed away on January the 21st in Barbados, Guyana, at the age of 67. Last week, we brought you news of the grand release of the movie Padrik Now Now in Goa, which took place in Margao. Subsequently, the movie was released in Panjim to an enthusiastic audience, with tickets being completely sold out. Around 191 village panchayats in Goa have resolved to ban the use of plastic of 50 microns and below. The Directorate of Panchayats also submitted that individual panchayats are imposing penalties on those violating the law. Garbage and its handling has been and continues to be a much debated issue in Goa, and such steps taken by local bodies are well appreciated. DRAG, the Disability Rights Association of Goa, launched the Make My Neighborhood Accessible 2020 campaign on January the 25th at Nalanda Hall, Panjim. That same day, they also inaugurated a new bi-monthly newsletter titled Disability News. Here is some footage from the event.
We have Father Magic, who graciously consented to be our chief guest. So thank you, Father, for being with us today. They say that disability isn't the problem, but the problem is with accessibility. Today, while our friends are making great strides in the field, accessibility to important infrastructure is always a problem. Today, as DRAG takes the initiative to create an accessible environment, I would like to ask Abeli, the president of DRAG, to please welcome the gathering with a few words and tell us a little more about the initiatives today.
As you know, the old Disability Act 1995 mandated that all public buildings should be accessible for persons with disability. Transportation and streets also should be accessible for persons with disability. But although 25 years of the Act have passed and 3 years of the new Disability Act, the Rights of Persons with Disability Act 2016 has passed, the public places as well as the transportation as well as the streets are not yet accessible for persons with disability. Then recently I came upon this idea that if each one of us in our own small way works towards making our neighborhood accessible, I think so we will be able to achieve accessibility of Goa in a very short time. On this occasion, I welcome our chief guest, Father Maverick Fernandez. As you know, he is a well-known person, he does not need any introduction. He is the director of Caritas Goa, which is working for the welfare of the poor and marginalized section of society. They have many institutions under them. He is also the manager of the St. Xavier's Academy for Special Children at Old Goa. I thank him for accepting our invitation to be the chief guest of this function today. Today, we are also launching our newsletter, Disability News. And we are happy to announce that within a short period of 20 days, we have come out with our 8-page newsletter, which will be a bi-monthly issue. All articles, all poems, everything will be contributed by persons with disability. So our first issue is ready for launch.
We come to the exciting part of this function, and that is the launch of the Make My Neighborhood Accessible 2020 and the newsletter. Our function wouldn't be complete without the presence of our chief guest, Father Maverick, who has always been supportive, and we all know of the fantastic work that he has done in the sector. But before we get to hear from him, we would like to welcome him once again with a small bouquet. And now, of course, Father, if you could share your thoughts with us today.
The Disability Rights Association of Goa President Mr. Avelino Nisa, I would like to thank him and congratulate him for this wonderful initiative of thinking that the civil society also needs to be conscious and responsible as far as accessibility is concerned. I remember in 2002 or 2003, there were two law students who filed a PIL in the court, in the High Court. And there was a ruling that was given to make the public utility services accessible. This High Court ruling was also monitored through a team that was put in, which had to report to the High Court. A lot of initiatives were taken. And it was expected that it would be replicated in all other places. They focused on some of the bus stops, some of the utility services, and that's how you find today many of the government, some of the government offices being brought down on the ground floor. It is not enough to just have the offices on the ground floor, but the accessibility to the ground floor is not sufficiently good. And our friend Raj has been always writing letters asking for your accessible office, which is on the ground floor, is always vehicles parked over there. So people can't walk through. So what is the accessibility in that? He raises a lot of questions through his letters, very strong advocate of this accessibility through his letter writing. But what is important for us is today, one thing is what the government has to do, and that is their duty to do, and their responsibility to do. Because for that reason why we have elected them, and we are paying our taxes so that this accessibility is a right of the persons with disability. It is not some favor done to them, it is their right. It is also important that the civil society agrees and takes in responsibility to look at this accessibility aspects, particularly for those in their neighborhood. So everybody around neighborhood should be advocates of disability and fighting for accessibility. One issue I would like to highlight over here today, when he speaks about neighborhood, being accessible. One of the places that the disabled often enters from any religion he may be is the place of worship. It is the church, the temple, the gurudwara, the mosque, any place of worship. And we need to look at also these aspects about having our places of worship more accessible. And this is a good opportunity for us also, which I would like to take personally ahead, to look at our own churches, beginning with places of worship, to be made more accessible. Avelino has been discussing this with me over these 2 years, and we have not moved ahead enough on those matters. And there are some places which we have already worked on, but we need to do this across the state. And this is something would be a good initiative to look at our places of worship. And this cuts out across to all the religions, whether it's temples, gurudwaras, mosques, any place of worship. We need to have them made accessible for people with disability. It is also an important aspect that apart from our places of worship, our schools, our colleges, our places of education, any place where we conduct a lot of courses should be made accessible, so that a disabled feels that it is his right to access that facility or course or education, so that they are able to also come on par with any other citizen of this nation. So these are things which we in the neighborhood need to look into. And I would like to appreciate and also congratulate Drag for taking up this initiative and bringing it into focus, that the society also needs to be responsible. It is easy to point out to the government, but the society, the civil society also needs to take its responsibility to see that its accessibility is made possible, because they are all our brothers and sisters, and they also have a right over facilities and resources of this region. Thank you for inviting me and giving this opportunity. It is a privilege, I think, to be part of this whole accessible Goa Rich neighborhood. Thank you very much.
A ceremony to launch preparations for the Golden Jubilee of the Catholic Charismatic Renewal in India was held on January 26th this morning at Holy Name School Hall, Mumbai. This is exactly 1,000 days before the Golden Jubilee, which will be in 2022. The Eucharist was celebrated by His Eminence Cardinal Oswald Gracious. And that's a wrap on this week's bulletin. We shall see you again with a new episode of the Catholic Weekly News next Sunday at 8 p.m. Thank you for watching and have a great week ahead.